you was standing there. Shoot. What's the deal, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of O's Closet. Thank you guys for joining me here. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm telling you right now, I'm pretty sure, more than likely, I'm the big brother you always wanted that you didn't know that you needed. You know what I mean? So hit that subscribe button if this is your first time here. Man, if you guys are returning, smash that like button right now. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Shout out to everyone who watched the last episode about the top 5 favorite fragrances part 2. I enjoyed that episode. As you can see, I'm now in one of my most coveted places in O's Closet, and that is the meditation station. And you know, that just, if you haven't noticed, this is what today's episode is going to be about. I want to give you guys 5 reasons why you should meditate. Before I give you guys those 5 reasons why you should meditate, I want to talk about why meditation is so important to me and how it's played such a pivotal role in my life over the past 2 years. So, as quiet as it's kept, in 2021, I checked myself into a facility. Now, it's like a rehab facility, but it wasn't for drugs. However, that was a point of emphasis there as well, but that's not why I checked myself in. When I say a point of emphasis, I mean not for me, I mean there at the facility. But I checked myself in just because I was struggling with anxiety and depression. I mean, to be honest, if I'm being completely candid and transparent, you know, some of those things I'm still dealing with a few of those things in various different ways. I'm sure like many of you are. So I want to let you know you're not alone, right? Because we all struggle with our own battles. But I check into this facility to like really help give myself some help. You know, I'm spazzing at the crib. I'm just overreacting. I got mood swings. They're up and down. And this is just real shit. You know what I mean? And I'm so thankful to have such a strong and beautiful and just, what's the word I'm looking for? Supportive fiance that brought things to my attention and that really wanted to help me help myself, you know? So while I'm there, there's specific activities, you know, for all the patients that are there. And one of the activities is yoga. Now, I'm no stranger to yoga. I was introduced to yoga at an early age of 18 by my barber, Kirk. Shout out to Kirk, man. I love this dude, man. He was always a big homie of mine and always put me on things that I wasn't even thinking about at the time. And being an athlete, going into college, I wanted to have a competitive edge, and I thought yoga, I was like, wow, if I'm already strong and I could get flexible, well, let's do it. You know, it's only gonna help me in my career. So I started there early on. Now, did I necessarily understand and know the benefits that came with it mentally? No, probably not. At that point in my life, I just believed it was all physical, to be honest. You know what I mean? Today's a completely different thing. But while I'm in that yoga class, while I was checking into the facility, it inspired me to want to just, this place was it was near the beach, so it inspired, the yoga inspired me to want to just go be by the water and flow with water. You know what I mean? You know, part of yoga is just flowing, right? And the beach was there, so I wanted to just go spend time at the beach. And I went out at the beach, I sat in the sand, just like I'm sitting right now, and I said, I'm just gonna close my eyes, and I'm just gonna sit here in silence, and I'm just gonna sit as long as I possibly can. And I just started breathing, and I'm listening to the ocean crash up against the shore. It's such a relaxing thing. It's such a beautiful place to start meditation. Wow, can I say that, right? So I come back home, okay? I do my 30 days there where, you know, I get some much needed help and some much needed tools to help me cope and try to take another step forward in my life. And I get back home and I'm just like, man, I really enjoyed that meditation so much. I want to see if I could start incorporating it into my routine. So I began meditating. I began sitting, and I began doing all of these things based off of what I knew, right? Now, I tried meditation years ago, I think like in 2017, and I tried it by using an app, which was guided meditation, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it just wasn't speaking to me. Maybe the person's voice wasn't what I wanted to hear. I don't know. But I don't know, to be honest, maybe it just wasn't for me at the time. You know what I mean? So when I came back home and I got it started my meditation again, I was like, I don't want to do anything guided from anybody else. I kind of want to sit and dwell in my own mind without having distractions from another voice. And don't get me wrong, I believe guided meditation is instrumental for a lot of people's process. In fact, I even offer my own guided meditation, right? So I'm just saying at that time in 2017, I wasn't receptive to it. So when I came back in 2021 and I wanted to incorporate it into my routine, I thought, well, I'm just gonna start with myself. And to help myself out, and this is a tip, right? And these aren't even tips I'm giving you. I'm just gonna give you guys reasons today, but hopefully I could give some tips along the way too that have helped me. The number one thing I told myself was, yo, you're gonna give yourself some grace and you're gonna be easy on yourself in this process. So we're gonna start our meditation at 3 minutes, okay? Right? People automatically think when you have to sit down and meditate, you need to sit here for 20, 30 minutes at a time. Maybe people who have the tolerance do so, right? But you don't need to sit there for 20 minutes just to say you're meditating. I don't want that to scare someone off who wants to incorporate this into their routine. You could start with something as simple as 3 minutes, which is what I did, right? So I would simply grab my phone, hit my timer, okay? I would set my timer for 30 seconds before the actual time started. So if it was 3 minutes, I set it for 3:30. Why did I give myself an extra 30? Why did I give myself an extra 30 seconds? Well, because I wanted to get settled. Initially, when I first sat down like this, it was so hard to sit like this. You know what I mean? It was, to be honest, it was uncomfortable, if I'm being real. And you don't have to sit like this, but you can sit on a chair. I just wanted to be connected. I wanted to be grounded. I wanted to be as close to the floor as possible, right? That's a personal preference of mine. That doesn't have to be yours. So I sat down, I set my timer for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Another thing I did, and when I meditate, I face the light, right? Because one thing I wanted to do was meet energy with energy, right? My energy facing the sun's energy. I wanted to absorb all of that energy as I sit down and I harness these thoughts, these emotions, and these affirmations and aspirations, all these things that's going on in mentally, right? That's energy. That is energy coming from within, and I wanted to meet the energy from the sun that's coming from God, right? Now, I don't need to get too spiritual or religious on anybody here. That's not my intention. But I do believe there is a higher power, and I do believe in God. Okay? So, I like to embrace that energy. So, I'm sitting there, all right, with my crown up. I be sure not to meditate with my head down low. My crown is always up, absorbing that energy, all right, from the sun. And boom, that's how it happened, right? So, for me, over time, I just began to gain more and more tolerance and stamina and endurance, which is something that I'll talk about today, and the reasons why you should meditate, right? And all these things just happen over time. Today, what's today? January 19th. Today, I am proud to say that I have been meditating for 21 months. All right, so I am 3 months shy of 2 years of consistently. When I say consistent, I say I don't miss a day. You hear me? I don't miss a day. It is. I'm talking about on the road, traveling at somebody else's house. It doesn't matter. I gotta put it in. And any friend, anyone close to me that is really close to me will tell you, I'm not playing about my spiritual practice. I pray and I meditate daily, Okay? So, with that said, all right, I guess those are the reasons why I started meditating, how it's helped me, man, in ways you would not believe. Actually, I'm going to explain to you how it's helped me as I give you guys the reasons why you should meditate. The number one reason why you should meditate is it reduces stress, okay? When you're in meditation and you focus on eliminating any chaotic and cluttered thoughts that truly crowd the mind, it eliminates stress. That's what's causing the stress, right? Those chaotic, those crowded thoughts in your mind of not knowing, just all the shit is scattered in your brain, right? Trust me, I understand. I've been there. Literally, I have scientific research of my own brain that says it is moving 1,000 miles an hour. Okay, the average brain, let's just say, is coasting. My shit is on the sprint, on the regular. So you talk about someone being stressed in the mind, right? Oh, that is definitely, that was me. I'm not gonna say that about myself. That was me, okay? But I will tell you that when I am meditating, if for whatever reason I cannot focus, or some random chaotic thought is just popping in my mind, I simply come back to my breathing. Now, I didn't learn this from a yogi. Matter of fact, everything that I'm telling you guys is self-taught, to be honest, right? I didn't go to school for this. I didn't go to class for this. This is all part of my personal journey that I'm sharing with you guys, right? So when I've always noticed, whenever I do lose focus, because it happens, because I'm human, just like y'all, right? I simply come back to my breathing. Now, I know through research on myself, right, with a neurologist, that if I inhale, my breathing, if I inhale for 5.5 seconds, and exhale for 5.5 seconds, I come back to my calmest state of mind. Now, I don't know what that will be for you guys, right? But play with your breathing. Whenever you're in meditation and you find yourself drifting and you're losing focus, come back to your breath, right? Come back to your breath. Get back into that mental state of mind that will help you reduce the stress, all right? The second reason why you should meditate is it controls anxiety. First and foremost, what's anxiety? Feeling of uneasiness, right? Of worry, not knowing what's to come, right? We all experience anxiety, whether we want to be honest about it or not. I be dealing with anxiety all the goddamn time. So for me, this is important, right? Now, mindful meditation strengthens a person's cognitive ability to regulate emotions. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that is exactly what has happened in my life. So for so long in my life, because of who I am and what I've done, I have reacted to everything in my life. It is ridiculous. I'm an athlete, so I feel like I need to react. Man, the older I'm getting, the wiser I'm getting, the more self-work I'm doing, the more that I'm pouring into this vessel, the only one that I have, I'm starting to understand that everything does not deserve a reaction in life. Most things in life just need a response. And responses don't have to happen instantaneously. It doesn't need to be in the moment. So a response could come tomorrow. A response could come at the end of the week. A response could come at the end of the month, at the end of the year. Now, that's a little excessive, right? But you guys get what I'm saying. Responses could be on your time, when you feel right, when you feel like you have the right words to convey the message that you want to get across, okay? I've learned that through meditation. As crazy as it sounds, I've learned to be more responsive and less reactive, right? Which alone controls my anxiety. Now, it may sound like a bunch of crap to you guys, but to me, it's the truth. So, with that said, let's get on to the third reason why you should meditate. It's gonna promote emotional health. Now, I don't need to go into this, but I'm going to, right? Ladies, gentlemen, you talk about being vulnerable with yourself in a state of mind where it's quiet, where it's silent. Oh man, you get to really be vulnerable with yourself. And to me, how could you be healthy if you're not being honest and truthful with yourself, right? Oh, that meditation, man, shows you that mirror, and it promotes the emotional health that you absolutely need in your life to give love. You can't give it if you're not ready to receive it. Did you hear me? You can't give it if you're not ready to receive it. We want to be in a place emotionally where we're able to receive. In order to be at that place, we have to be at peace or working towards peace. So, emotional health. We talk about mental health, we talk about physical health, right? Emotional health is a real thing too. And we can achieve those things by finding consistency in our meditational practice or our spiritual practices. Okay? It's important, y'all. It's important, y'all. It's important. I'm not just sitting here talking to the camera for the sake of viewership. No, I honestly believe that this could help. And I think you guys do too, right? You guys know me. For those that have been here, you guys know that I'm not here. I'm here to help y'all, you know? Matter of fact, if you guys agree with me, go ahead and smash that like button right now, okay? Thank y'all for doing that. Okay, let's get into the fourth reason why you should meditate. It is going to enhance your self-awareness, okay? By silencing the noise and literally witnessing your thoughts take place. Without judgment, we become more intimate with ourselves, our needs, our wants, our desires, and our limitations, to be honest, right? And we don't want to put a ceiling on ourselves, but again, we do need to be honest and transparent, right? There's some things that, when I say limitations, there's some things that maybe we may not be able to do, but we may have access to someone within our network who does, right? So like, be cautious and clear when I say limitations, because I don't want to, there's nothing that we cannot do. We could do anything, right? Now, witnessing our thoughts, right, in silence, sounds crazy, right? But witnessing our thoughts in silence, without judgment, is key. I think that's the biggest, the most important thing to take away from the fourth reason why you should meditate. We cannot be hard on ourselves. We have to have grace with ourselves. We cannot judge ourselves. I learned a lot of this in yoga too, within my practice, right? Today is today, and yesterday is yesterday. Maybe today you don't feel as good as you did, and that's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay to be up and down. It's okay to not be happy this morning because you lost someone yesterday. It's okay to grieve. It's okay, right? It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay for things not to happen the way you wanted them to happen. It's okay, right? Don't have judgment. Don't pass judgment on yourself in this moment, right? Just be present. The biggest thing is just to be present. I think that's the greatest takeaway. That's another great takeaway. That's another tip. That is another tip, okay, for your meditation. Just stay present. Stay present. Don't worry about yesterday. Tomorrow is not even here, okay? Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not even here. Stay in the present moment, in the present day, because that's all we have, right? Lord willing, we get another one, but we don't know. Stay present in today. take advantage of every moment, right? Yeah, I think that's huge. Tip number 4, or excuse me, the 4th reason to help enhancing self-awareness that's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. With that said, I want to get into the 5th and final reason why you should incorporate meditation into your routine. And that's simply because it lengthens your attention span. The mind is a muscle just like so many others in our body. And through exercise, right? Through exercise, the muscle strengthens. It gains stamina and endurance. All while building resilience and discipline. Yo, that's something I truly believe in. You guys know that. It's not about, I guess consistency is a big thing, right? But it's not about being motivated. It's about being disciplined, right? We can train the mind to be disciplined. Yo, if we could train the mind to be disciplined through whatever, we're gonna be so strong, right? And that's what we want. We want strong individuals. You want a strong brother next to you. You want a strong sister next to you. You want a strong person in front of you and behind you. We want to be surrounded by strong individuals, right? And I think one way we could all take a step in a direction towards being stronger is by strengthening our mind through our mental and spiritual practices, right? That's why I think we all should be incorporating meditation into our routine. So it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be sitting like this. It could be simply sitting in a chair. It could be laying down on a mat. But I think practicing stillness and silence is key, okay? So I have a couple things that I help get me into a meditative state on a daily, all right? So for one, I keep this amethyst stone, all right? I keep this amethyst stone right here on the mantle, okay? Which just helps me to stay calm and at peace, right? Amethyst stone is such a great, powerful stone, okay? Yeah, it keeps me calm. It promotes peace, calmness, okay? So I keep this handy, all right? Literally, it's right here. I keep it right there on the daily next to the plants, okay? To be at peace. Okay, I have this sage, and Palo Santo wrapped up together. Sage, Palo Santo. Okay, wrapped up together. On the back side, I have a tiger stone. Okay, excuse me, a tiger's eye stone. Tiger's eye stone. Okay, which is all about confidence and self-confidence and strength, okay? But I simply like to burn the sage and the Palo Santo to cleanse the space, right? Cleanse the space. I keep the window open so the old energy could leave and I have new enter, okay? So I like to torch it. Torching is definitely by far the best way. Lighter takes way too long, okay? So I get them both going. Okay, I walk around the room. I hit all 4 corners of the room. Okay, and I place them on down. My final thing I do before I hop into my meditation, right, is I use a sound bath. Okay, I use a sound bath and tool to create sound and a frequency, a sound, which is what sound is just a frequency. And funny thing is, I actually bought this just for the aesthetic of my room. And when I got home, I was like, let me do some research on what a sound bath is. I haven't heard of it, but I didn't know what it was. And it's really gonna help you fall into a meditative state. The sound, it's gonna help you heighten. It's gonna heighten your focus. Okay, as you start your meditation, right? And there are many ways that you could create the sound, the frequency, right? You could, right, tap it in different places, create different sounds, right? Or we could do something a little more subtle. What I like to do. So I like to come in here, close my eyes, right? So I'll do that, and I don't have a time limit on how long I do it. I do it until I feel like I'm at my space. I'm in the space that I need to be. So I'll do that, and I'll begin my meditation. Fall into my meditation. After my prayer, of course, I get down here on my knees, I pray, and then I run through this process. I meditate, I wake up, and I go attack the day. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you guys, as I am trying to provide as much value as I possibly can. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, smash this like button right now. Leave a comment when you'll think about meditating, or why you want to meditate, or how long you've been meditating. Leave a comment, let me know. I'm curious to know from you guys, from my community, just because you guys are the family, and if I could help in any way possible, I'll do so, okay? For those who are new here, who have watched this whole episode, thank you guys so much. Please hit that subscribe button, man. Join the family. And on that note, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.